Hello, it's parents at the parks. We took our kids Fiona and Ian to the first Moonlight Magic event of the year, so now we have all the information you need if you decide to go to an event this year. Disney, unfortunately, they don't give you a lot of details. They will send an email before the event.
Essentially just letting you know when you can park and when early arrival is.
But they don't tell you like all the information that you're going to get in the pamphlet when you get there. We'll show you this full pamphlet. It has all the characters you can meet. We'll show you the snack certificate.
And a comprehensive overview of all the wait times for the entire night.
So if you appreciate this information, be sure to subscribe so we continue to make videos and help more families out there get the most out of their Disney trips. So right away, let's get to those snack certificates, because those are actually the first thing that you will be able to do when you get to the event. And they're a little bit confusing, but after we explain the details, we will simplify it for you.
Basically, you just trade one of these in and it equals one snack or drink that is free. You will see more details on what food is available in the pamphlet. And also, cast members will have menus at different locations so you can understand what items are eligible.
You will actually be able to redeem these snack certificates before the event starts. And in fact...
Wait, what do you mean before the event starts?
Before you can even enter the park without a regular day ticket, because the event starts at 9:30 and you can enter the park with a Moonlight Magic ticket at 7, but it says on the coupons you can redeem them as early as 6.
What? That math ain't mathin'.
The event certificates can only be used at some locations that are closed before the event. The event starts, it's too late. You missed it. You're at the very beginning and you're too late.
You just checked in. Sorry, you can't use these.
You missed your items.
At 1, 2, 3, 4 locations. Sorry.
They have some of the best items.
That have the best items. You steak fries, it ain't happening.
Now we said we would simplify this, so let us just say this. After the event starts, don't even use these.
Don't use them. Ideally, you will come to this as early as possible and you'll use all of them before the event even starts.
Because we've been to multiple Moonlight Magics, and we fall into this trap.
Yes.
And we saw too many other people fall into this trap, that as the night goes on, those certificates weigh on your mind.
Oh, they do.
You start to feel a pressure that you have to use them.
You're hearing ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. You're losing money by not using them.
You want to get your full value. But when it comes to Disney World, nothing is more valuable than your time.
Tick tock, tick tock.
And yet we saw people waiting in long lines for this food all night long. And you might think, oh, maybe later in the night they'll go down. But you can't count on it, because as we said, as the night goes on, people actually just get more desperate to use them. And so they'll wait in these long lines. There was an exclusive Moonlight Magic lunchbox tart.
If you can see this teeny tiny little line, that's where all the peanut butter flavor is.
There's the question, are these lunchbox tarts just Pop-Tarts? But to be honest, I've definitely had better Pop-Tarts than this. But it was underwhelming, tasting like a basic peanut butter cookie.
And a dry basic peanut butter cookie at that.
Yet despite some lackluster food options, people were standing in lines all night long for the food, while the lines for characters, not long. Lines for the rides, below average.
Yeah, it was awesome.
If you focus on just rides during the event, you could ride every ride in that park in one night.
Oh, for sure.
This is essentially the same as if you had bought Lightning Lane Premier Pass. The cash value of a Lightning Lane Premier Pass for one person at Hollywood Studios is over $300.
Say what?
The cash value of a sheet of these coupons is like 15 bucks. So do not wait in line for these during the event. Have them used up before the event starts. So if you do get hungry during the event, Moonlight Magic always has complimentary ice cream and popsicles.
But it was weird because at prior events they had these large inflatable glowing tubes that let you know where the ice creams were being handed out. And they did not have that at this Hollywood Studios event. So honestly, it was difficult to find where the ice creams were. Make sure you check the map for those locations.
And when you get those ice creams, you can eat as many as you want. And there can be long lines for them, but the lines go really fast for those because you just walk up and you have an ice cream and then you...
Or sometimes 4.
Then you're on to the next ride or the next character. And speaking of the rides, you're probably wondering, how long were the wait times all night?
But first, don't be alarmed when the wait times disappear from the app at 9 o'clock when the park closes, because they will come back a half hour later at 9:30 when the event starts.
Slinky Dog was consistently the longest wait of the night.
Yeah.
It's still below average, Because on a normal park day, Slinky Dog is 80 minutes. But even so, an hour is a pretty long time to wait for for how much time you have during this event. We did get lucky. We only had to wait 15 minutes because we caught it when it came back up from being down. This is a good time to note. If there's anything that your kids really want to do, make sure you do it right away.
The event start time is kind of unfriendly to little kids because 9:30 is past most children's bedtimes and the party has just begun.
Our son Ian, he was out by midnight, and then our daughter Fiona was not long after that. And also, there's the fact that rides can go down. Slinky Dog did for an hour. You would hate to promise your kid,
which we did,
that they'll get to ride their favorite ride, and then you can't fulfill that promise because the ride broke down. It can be a successful strategy to try to get in line for Slinky Dog as the very last thing you do, because technically then you would not use up party time to wait in line. Yeah. As long as you're in line as the event is closing, they will let you ride. So you're waiting in line after the event's over. But the ride went down, so there's risk to that strategy.
You may not want to wait if it's a must-do.
As for all the other rides, they were basically all walk-ons. I mean, Rise of the Resistance is normally also over 80 minutes on a normal park day, but it was half an hour or less all night long. Although, in the last half hour, its time disappeared from the app, so we're not sure if it closed early, so be aware of that. And then Smuggler's Run was low all night. Star Tours was 5 minutes all night. So if you and your kids are Star Wars fans, this is a good event if you want to do those experiences multiple times. You will be able to do it.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is another ride that during the day is usually as high as 50 minutes, but all night long it was only around 5 to 15 minutes.
There is one other exception to the low wait times, and that's the rides that are at the end of Sunset Boulevard, Tower of Terror, and Rock and Roller Coaster. They have a spike after the letting out of the one Fantasmic show.
At 10:30.
They were low at the beginning of the night, they're low at the end of the night. So just make sure you ride before or after that big crowd lets out at the end of Fantasmic. Speaking of Fantasmic, it really is a fantastic nighttime show.
Yeah, it's got Mulan, Pocahontas, Aladdin, what's not to love, except the scary demon army that's coming at your children.
That is true.
I was a little scared.
And it does eat up a large amount of party time. The only way that we would recommend you do Fantasmic at a Moonlight Magic event is if you were just not going to Hollywood Studios on any other night during your trip, or if you've always wanted a front row seat without waiting in what is, during a normal day, a really long line. During Moonlight Magic, you are basically guaranteed you can walk right up to the front because it's just such a low capacity.
If you want to feel that devil heat or you want to get splashed in the face, this is the time to do it.
But honestly, the view from the back of Fantasmic is pretty good. Yeah. So we would still recommend you should just watch it on a regular park day if you can, and then leave your Moonlight Magic time to riding those rides or meeting those characters that you normally could not meet.
Definitely.
And how about those rare characters? Who could you meet on this night?
Who could you? Tell us.
Cut. There weren't a lot of characters, but the lines did look low throughout the night, and there was a nice variety of uncommon characters. In fact, you can meet Needleman, who's a character so rare that nobody has ever asked for that. Speaking of which, Duffy the Bear was also there with his 5-minute wait time.
And our kids don't know who Duffy is, so we did not meet him.
Yeah, many of you probably also don't know who Duffy the Bear is. A more famous option was Indiana Jones. He's one of the two people in this picture. We will let you decide which is the real Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh, guys, it was so cute. Watch this clip. Oh no, his hat fell off. Indy can't lose his hat.
For young Marvel fans, there was Moon Girl. Though Devil Dinosaur was not with her, perhaps the cast members thought a fully grown Tyrannosaurus Rex was just too much to keep track of. For Star Wars fans, you can meet Sabine Wren and Ahsoka Tano, as well as some random Jawas.
We unfortunately didn't get a look at those lines, but we're guessing it was pretty low because Galaxy's Edge was pretty dead all night in general.
And the final character you can meet is not a rare one, but there is Stitch here, and he's standing beside the Pajama Jam Dance Party.
Kids can dance here with Mickey and friends all wearing their pajamas, including Chip and Dale.
You'll have to decide how much of your very limited park time you want to devote to that, but it is a really fun time for kids. Certainly more fun than the main DJ, which was drawing no crowd at all. There was this one guy trying to get the party started, but it's not happening, sorry bud.
Insert crickets.
And honestly, weren't sure why they don't just bring the characters from the Pajama Jam and bring them out here so everyone can enjoy it as they walk by.
And they do that at Typhoon Lagoon, so I'm really not sure why they didn't do that at this event, but it's a lot of fun, and I hope maybe in September they do keep the pajama party, but put it on the DJ stage.
Bring the party out. Bring the party out. And as you walk out, don't forget to check out the exclusive event merchandise, which was on display outside Oscar's Super Service.
There's only 3 items. Is there really only 3 items? Bing, bing, bing. It was a zip-up hoodie, so at least there's something different than just Spirit jerseys. So hopefully you like one of them.
And hopefully you like this video, so if you find it useful for planning your night, then please hit that subscribe button for us, and be sure to leave in the comments below any thoughts or questions you have about Moonlight Magic, so we can help other Disney families get the most out of their experience.
Bye!